Pets Practice this week has Lisa visiting Animal Land. Nigel has his hands full with rescuing some Indian minor birds. Dr. Kevin discusses the very sensitive subject of when to say goodbye to your elderly pets. But up first, Julija and Flick demonstrate how to weave around your legs.
Hi, I'm Julia, and together with my border collie Flick, we're going to have some fun showing you a new trick to teach your dog right now. It's always fun watching people with their dogs perform tricks. Why not make that you and your dog? Come on, Flick, we're going to have some fun and teach them how to weave them around their legs. What do you reckon? Your dog will be wrapping around your legs, so make sure that you're on a non-slip surface, maybe like carpet, concrete, or some grass. You'll need training treats, carved into really small pieces, and a clicker if you're using one. If not, you can just use the word yes to mark it. Now, this skill is best to teach in the quiet confines of your house or yard, as you'll want your dog off the lead so that they don't get all tangled up in that lead. We're aiming for our dog wrapping tightly around the legs in that figure of 8, and if you've got that lead on, it's going to get all tangled up. How about we take that off, hey Flick? There we go. Good girl. Well, that makes it easier, doesn't it? There we go. Good job. Be mindful of your dog's stature and the size of your dog. A large dog can learn to fit through the gap, but it might be a bit tricky for you if they decide to stand up a little bit too early, taking you for a bit of a ride.
Animal Rescue, Nigel speaking. Animal Rescue, Nigel speaking. Animal Rescue, Nigel speaking. This is a very common rescue that we deal with almost on a daily basis throughout the summer months down here in Melbourne. We get birds going down these flues. They're thinking that the top of the flue is a nesting area, so they're going down inside of them. But this one I see today is an Indian miner. The special thing about Indian miners is when one goes down, you quite often get 2 or 3 or 4, and I've had up to 15 live ones before. So we're going to open it up and see what we've got today. This little guy's actually made it quite easy for me to get. He's come down off the top plate. Normally they're stuck up inside on the metal plate inside, but he's managed to come through a gap that's probably only about 1 inch wide. So we'll just reach in and we should be able to grab him quite easily without him Oops, no, missed him. Oh, there we go, we got him. Without him flying around the house. There he is. It's a little Indian miner. Ooh, he's been in there for a day or 2 now. I can feel his breastbone there, but he's quite okay. We'll go and take him out, pop him into the car, and then we're going to move the top plate down to see if there's any other ones in there.
I'm here at the house of Joan and Paul, the owner of 3 lovely dogs, including Zoe, who's a 14-year-old older golden retriever, who's starting to be severely affected by osteoarthritis, as well as being completely blind. Joan and I are going to have a heart-to-heart discussion about Joan's options for Zoe, whose quality of life is starting to be severely affected. When and how is the right time to say goodbye to the pets that we love?
Hi, Dr. Kevin.
Hi, Joan. How are you?
Come in.
Thank you. Come on, guys. Here we go. Hi, Blake. Hi, Zoe. I'd love to just have a bit of a chat about, how long you've had her, and tell me a little bit about Zoe over however many years.
We've had Zoe for 8 years last February, and she was a rescue dog. We saved her, and we've been compatible. She's been very compatible with Blake. He just didn't like being on his own. So, and she's just been an absolute treasure.
She's been a healthy dog, though.
She's
hasn't
been
she?
healthy. Well, yes.
I suppose what we're now having to deal with, or we have been managing over the last couple of years,
Yeah.
has been her mobility issues.
That's right.
And
yes.
these are associated with her arthritis.
Yes,
And
that's right.
you've seen a bit of a more recent decline in her ability over the last kind of 6 months or so?
Yes, yeah, nearly, probably 12 months, 9 to 12 months. But she was progressing slowly. But over the last couple of months, she's getting she's really finding it hard to move. Even to the point you take her for a little walk up the street and she falls over.
Heartbreaking.
And it is. And Blake's fantastic. He comes with her and he stops and waits for her.
You're a patient
Yes.
brother,
You
eh?
are. And, and it's just, he can feel her declining. And it's just not probably fair to him either, and it's not fair to her. Watching her go through the pain that she's going through, and I really thought it was just kind of me, but it's not about me. It's about a senior dog.
And it's all about being able to assess her quality of life.
Oh, that's right.
And just seeing her today, and obviously having known her for some time now, and how much difficulty she has getting up even from the carpet here.
Well, that's right.
I can really see
Yes.
the amount of discomfort that she's in, and she's blind as well.
That's right.
So that compounds the issue.
Exactly.
Although she's comfortable, reasonably comfortable in a home that has familiar
Yeah,
furniture.
she knows where she's going, and we
but-
don't really shift anything now.
No, you wouldn't be able to.
No, because she has to realise where the door is so that she can, know which way to come. But her senses are extremely good. Even now, they're extremely good.
Her sense of smell.
The sense of smell, especially for food. She still loves her food.
And that's one, I suppose, as her owner, one of the hardest things is that when we're dealing with an older dog suffering from a painful condition like osteoarthritis,
That's right.
From kind of the head up, they still remain
They're,
often
well, that's
happy
right,
or interactive, and often they still want to be eating.
Yeah,
and that
that's
sometimes
right.
makes the decision making about her future that much harder.
Well, it is, because I remember asking you about, I'll wait until she can't eat. And you said, no, Zoe, we'll never do that.
No, she won't.
And I just feel, I just think it's not fair on her.
Animal Rescue, Nigel speaking. Now, I think I can hear another one in there. There's a bit of tapping going on, so I'm going to put my hands inside onto the roof inside of here. And this one we're going to have on, here we go. There's a top plate that we remove, and it's coming down slowly. Oh, and the bird's not there for some reason. But I did hear noises. There must be a kink in this flue, a bend that goes up, and the bird's probably sitting inside of the bend, which means we're going to have to get onto the roof now and drop a rope down the chimney to push them down to get them to come all the way down. So every chimney is always built differently, and we never know what we have to do to get them out. Well, I've decided we don't need the rope because the little fella's come down. I'm just about to grab them. And here we go, I've got them. Out you come. Up. Indian miner number 2. The first one was a little juvenile, I think. This is certainly an adult. So we'll go and pop him into the car as well and join his brother or sister. Okay, I always say that prevention is better than cure. So we're going to go up and put some wire mesh over the top of this flue, and that will guarantee for this job never to happen again at this property. And I wish everybody did this across Australia. The reality to this rescue today is that these birds were Indian miners. Now, Indian miners are an introduced species to this country. They are very aggressive towards our native birds, taking up roosting spots in trees, taking food away from them. So the reality is that these guys are on their way down to the local vet to be euthanized. It's sad, but it's true. We do need to look after our native animals.
If you've ever wanted to get your hands dirty on the farm, but you don't have room for all of these guys at your place, you need to pay a visit to Animal Land. Just 30 kilometres from Melbourne CBD and only a short drive from Melbourne Airport, Animal Land is a great day out for the whole family. Georgia, thank you so much for having us here at Animal Land today. What have you got planned for us?
Oh, no worries. Today we're going to go and we're going to milk a cow. Then we're going to go give Ginger, our pony, a bit of a groom and watch some of the kids have a pony ride. And then we're going to go out into the paddock, so we're going to hand feed some ducks and then go for a tractor ride and feed some other animals.
Well, let's roll our sleeves up and get to it, hey?
Yeah, so head this way and we'll go find Maggie the cow.
Great. Animal Land is open for guided tours only, so make sure you book ahead. It is also a fantastic spot for kids' birthday parties. I've never milked a cow before, so you're going to show me how it's done, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'll give you a hand.
Great.
So I'll bring the seed in.
Okay.
The easiest way to do it is sort of, you're going to squeeze your top thumb and your top finger,
Yeah.
and then wrap the rest around and squeeze them.
Okay.
Now it's one of those things you don't have to be too gentle with it. Actually have to be quite firm to get anything out of.
Okay.
It won't hurt her because we're so much more gentle than what her calves are.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing to worry about.
Right.
So come grab a seat.
Okay. So thumb and top finger.
Yep, so thumb and top finger, and then wrap the rest around and give them a good squeeze. And you've got to
Oh dear. Okay.
So you've got to squeeze quite hard with your top two to trap the milk in there, and then squeeze the rest out to push it out. There you go.
Okay. And you can keep doing it on the same one?
Yep, so you can keep going. She'll produce up to 4 litres of milk in a day. It does take practice.
Georgia, how old is Ginger?
Ginger's about 8 years old now.
So the kids actually ride him?
Yeah, so the kids come in and we saddle him up and they get a couple of laps around on him. So it's something they've never done before.
What are some of the things you teach the kids when they come through here? Hello.
We teach them with these guys a lot of safety stuff. So how to sit on the saddle properly, hold on with both hands, sitting up nice and straight and keep your feet forward so you don't kick him or fright him.
Oh, good.
So yeah, he's a good boy.
He's doing well, isn't he? Enjoying that hay.
That's it, he loves the attention. He loves cuddles, this boy does.
Well, it looks like I've made a new friend, and just in time to help me feed the hungry masses. And then it's on to the tractor to feed the rest of the farm. Piglets are about 3 weeks old, so they've just started on solids, and you can see they're tucking in. There's some other little guys that are about a week old, born last Tuesday in the paddock over, so we'll show you those as well. There you go. And here's the fun part. An egg hunt, and it's not even Easter. Stay with us because later in the show we're going to crack open the age-old debate. What comes first, the chook or the egg?
I'd like to welcome my rookie dogs. We've got Sue with Morgan here and Julie with Ruby. To start with, to teach the dog of weaving through their legs, we're going to load both hands up with a whole heap of treats. So both hands need food because we want our dogs to go around both legs. Generally, our dogs will start this exercise facing us. With your first hand, put it behind your legs and encourage your dog to put their head through the legs, giving lots of treats. So I've given Flick 5 treats to get around just one leg. Then as she gets to the front, I'm going to swap hands and see if there's one treat. Dropping some there, lovely. 2 treats, 3 treats, and she's gone around both legs already. So again, I've got lots of treats, 1, 2. I'm building up value, making her excited to really start pushing around. Good girl. After they've done it a couple of times, make sure that you give your dogs a bit of a break so that they can, have a bit of praise and a bit of fun, a bit of a breather from that sort of hard brain work. It is really hard for some dogs. They're really scared and daunted by wanting to go through or under your legs. We saw before Morgan sort of backing away. But see how that another treat there got him to zoom all the way around. Now, in a previous session of Flick's Tricks, we showed you how to do some nose targeting, and you can use nose targeting to teach the dogs to weave through your legs, and it keeps you standing upright. So we've got Flick nose touching on the star, which is what we've taught, and I can put this behind me and get it a nose target through there. So it keeps me standing upright instead of having to bend down and manoeuvre some food around. Flick. Yeah, good one. And then before you know it, ready, get it, you're gonna have a dog who's zooming through those legs, around and around. Good job. Hey, nice one. How cool is that? An awesome trick that puts a smile on everyone's face, but most importantly, yours and your dog's. Flick and I can't wait to show you next week's trick. Until then, happy training.
Lisa is visiting Animal Land, where you can get up nice and close to many of the animals you would normally see on our farms.
Having fresh eggs for breakfast is the reason a lot of us own chooks. But have you ever tried breeding them? Georgia is going to share with us Animal Land's breeding process, so you and I can give it a crack at home. Georgia, we collected a nice little bucket of eggs earlier. How many would you expect to collect in a day?
Depending on how many chickens you've got, each chicken will generally lay 2 to 3 eggs for a day.
Great.
So we get quite a few, yeah.
Excellent. And you guys have a breeding program here too, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We like to rely on our own chickens to bring through the new young ones for the kids to have a hold of. So yeah, we collect all of our eggs, we make sure that there's a rooster in with them, and then we take the eggs and put them in an incubator for 27 days.
Great, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go and see if we can pop them in an incubator.
Yeah, we'll go put them in the incubator and turn it all on and see how we go.
Great. So Georgia, we've got a nice full bucket of eggs.
Yep.
And this, I suppose, is the incubator.
It sure is. That's our incubator, yes.
Great. So how does it work?
So all it does, it just keeps the eggs at a constant temperature. They need to be at 36.5 degrees for the heat to have any effect on them, and hopefully 27 days after we put them in there, we'll have some little chickens.
Excellent. Shall we pop them in?
Yeah, so we'll pop them all in so that just lifts off.
Okay.
And then we'll start in the middle and just go around in a circle.
Okay. Why do you put them in a circle?
Why we pop them in a circle, just so they can keep each other still, and it just keeps them a little bit warmer and more supported.
Okay. They keep
Stops them
each
from
other
rolling.
company.
Yeah, and it stops them from rolling all over the place.
Like that. So when they hatch inside the incubator,
Yep.
are they quite happy in there, or do you have to come and grab them straight away?
Yep, so we normally keep them in there for a day.
Okay.
Just so it keeps them nice and warm, and it lets all the stuff that they come out of the egg with dry off them, and just they prefer to be nice and warm than they would just running around in the cold. Great. So if we left them out with the mother hens, she would actually, as soon as 1 or 2 have hatched, she'll jump off the eggs and be there for the little baby chicks and keep them under her to keep nice and warm.
Okay, so it acts like mother hen.
Yeah, that's it. They like nice and warm things to cuddle up to.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's pop that
Yeah,
back
so
on
we'll pop
top.
the lid back on.
And we've got, what, 27 days?
27
to
days,
wait?
that's it. So we'll roll them twice a day to make sure that the heat's getting right around, and then hopefully 27 days time we'll have some little chickens.
How exciting. And
That's
I did
it.
see in there that you've got some at the moment.
Yes, we do. We've got some little chickens and baby ducklings.
Great. Do you
in
think I
there.
can have a hold?
Of course you can.
All right, let's
All
go.
right, we'll head this way then.
And the scruffy but very cute result. Aren't they gorgeous?
They are pretty cute.
Who have you got?
I've got a little duckling here. He's just over a week old, so he's about 10 days old now.
How gorgeous. Look how
Yeah,
fluffy
he is
he is.
pretty cute.
I've got a scruffy little chick, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it is. A little chick, little baby chicken.
How old's she?
She's probably about 3 weeks old now.
Okay. So what do you feed them at this age?
So these guys will get what we call chick crumble. It's basically the same as what the grown-ups get. It's just broken down into bite-sized pieces for them.
Well, I have had so much fun here at Animal Land today. Thank you so much for having us.
No worries. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you had fun.
Enough to make anyone just a little bit clucky.
Dr. Kevin is talking to Joan about her senior pet Zoe and the quality of life she is currently experiencing.
You know, if they've got, you know, sensible owners, they should do the right thing. And it doesn't matter how much it hurts you.
I know how attached she is to you, and the reason we came today was just to have more of a chat about what sort of decisions we're going to need to make, however hard they are, for Zoe's future.
Yeah, it is a hard decision, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's the best thing for her. That's what we have to look at. It's not about me or Blake or anything. It's about Zoe's quality of life, and when she's lost that, which she is doing it really quickly at the moment.
I really feel that just watching her since being here, she doesn't look like she can do what she wants to be able to do. And I inform clients that, or I tell clients that you know your dog the best.
Well, that's
and
right.
you know what they like to do. And when they're in a situation where they can't do what they like to do, if they can't have a quality of life.
Well, that's right.
Then
that's right.
We need to be asking ourselves whether we need to be saying goodbye.
I think so. And it is probably harder because all she wants to do is eat. We know that she can't eat all the time because she's not mobile enough. She's going to get more weight on her, and it's going to be more difficult for her to get around. And you know, and I just think, the time is nearly there for her, and you know. And
we are very lucky in some respects to be able to choose that time.
Exactly.
And to be able to give her a peaceful passing. And I also think it's really important that you as her owner remember her
as she is.
As she is.
Yeah.
I've always said with my own dog, I would prefer to say goodbye to her 1 week too early, or even 1 month too early, rather than 1 week too late. We see too many dogs suffer in that last period of their lives.
Well, that's right.
Where
and it's unnecessary.
And it is often unnecessary.
Yes. And
so you're very brave, and I know that the last time we spoke I said just go home and spend time with her and spend some quality time with her and enjoy however long you have with her.
Yeah.
But I think the time will be coming fairly soon where I come back over here and we say goodbye.
Yes, I would prefer, well, I don't want Blake to be around. I don't know how dogs feel or think, but, you know, I just, because she has been his mother, I suppose.
Ever since he was 10 months of age.
From 10 months. It is.
And I suppose given his personality, we spoke earlier about a little bit of future planning and how you're thinking of rehoming, getting another dog to help Blake in particular with the loss of Zoe.
And I think being 9 now, I wanted a younger dog, I think will help with him living longer, because I really feel with him, that's why she's lived as long as she has.
Yeah, she's had the energetic younger dog around, and now so will he. So I think that's a really, I suppose, mature and decision to be able to be thinking about his future, and it's always nice to have a young dog in the house as well.
Well, this is right.
2 weeks after filming, Joan contacted Dr. Kevin to say it was time. Zoe had another bad day, and it was heartbreaking for Joan to see her struggle. Joan and Dr. Kevin spent some time with Zoe, reminiscing about their fun-filled years together. Joan said her goodbyes whilst Dr. Kevin put Zoe peacefully to sleep. Blake now has another companion, a 3-year-old chocolate Labrador called Milo.